I have some purslane growing in these pots with the onions. Look at, they fold their leaves up for the evening. Now this morning they're going to open them back up here pretty soon. They just come up on their own. They volunteered when I weeded the pot because there were other plants growing in it. I let those grow because I'll eat them. More in there and there. I think we'll have a little Swiss chard with our breakfast this morning. There we go. A lot. I think that's plenty. I'll go find an onion and we'll have Swiss chard and onions. The Swiss chard behind it. There we go. Okay. Then we have this. A lady came and visited me about 5 years ago and she brought me some of these plants. They've been self-seeding ever since, and this year only one came up. Every year it's the same, they get all shaded out, but something seems to plant a couple seeds. And this isn't going to get shaded out this year. It's a big plant. So nature has selected this one plant out of all those that grew. Those seeds are probably going to be special. I'll save them. So here's my community garden spot. Everything is growing lushly, other than these little peppers here. I made a mistake after I planted them. I didn't come here and water them for about a week, and there happened to be a heat spell at the time. So they're recovering. They're looking okay. They'll come. And I got some purslane growing in here. I'm letting it grow. It's a volunteer. And amongst the peppers, I've got my grandma's onions. I actually trimmed them back when I planted the onions, or planted the peppers. You'll see what they would have looked like otherwise. I just wanted to slow them down, give the peppers a chance to get up over them, and might have to trim them again. In the center we have white salsify. It really looks good. Look at that. That's perfect. I got compost in the middle of this bed here. I actually shaped it up a little bit in the middle so it's a little higher, and now the roots have got a good place to run down into. And then on the sun side I've got celeriac planted. That's in this part of the bed. And I got a circle bed of peas and skirret. And something came in here and was eating on the peas. You can see it. I don't know, maybe it was a human. Some humans like to eat the tips, these fresh growths. Like this one here is broke off inside, so how did a deer? Of course a deer can get its snoot through that cage. I've seen that already. So here are grandma's onions that are growing babills. I got this wire, 2x3 inch wire fencing over it, and that stops the onions from bending over and laying on the ground. So then I have one skirret growing out of the circle bed just to see if there's critters here that are going to eat on it. So it all looks pretty good. And a couple peppers that I have no problem getting up. And then we got these other ones that they suffered for a while because I didn't water them. We'll see what happens. I don't really need this backstop, this wooden plywood backstop, as a little microclimate because it's been so hot. But I'm not going to remove it. We'll just leave it there and see what happens. When we get the cool nights and the cool days, we get east wind off of Lake Michigan and it stays cold. Well, the peppers don't like that very much. That's why I installed the backstop. But we haven't had any problems with cold weather the last 2-3 weeks. So we'll just let it go, see what happens. It doesn't look like anything's really suffering hotter temperatures because of it. What we have here is our third barrel full of green material and rainwater. And that's before the middle of July. Those two are already filled, already finished, and now this one is filled and finished. By the time I'm done for the summer, I'd like to have 4 more filled, so 7. And possibly an 8th, we'll see. As fast as my composting method eats this green stuff, I'll feed it. Because I'll have it in early spring when there isn't any greens available. So I'm pretty happy about this. We're recycling the weeds that we don't want. And I won't open these yet, they're not quite 30 days. At 30 days I can take a look at them. Otherwise I'll wait. That's pretty cool. I'm going to zip that cover on there. Like I like to say, lock her down, but this one isn't going to be locked down because I built a hole in it. And what I was doing was I would take the hose and attach a hose to that and then run it down into a pail of water. So it would burp the pressure out and I want to let oxygen back in. But I figured out I don't need to do that since I'm using the large leaves to hold all the material down. But we'll kind of monitor it. Maybe we'll try that again once. I don't know, I gotta think about it. So that's interesting. Water's already being forced out of here. That is the enemy. It's crawling over the fence. That's what was eating my peach tree. I'm going to see if I can whack it with this. Nope, missed. There was a hole there and I couldn't see him in the weeds, so I just went to hit the hole, see if I got him before he went in a hole, but nope. There's a hole right here. See where that's where I hit with the hole. But he didn't go there, he ran that way. He's climbing over that fence. This one's still clean. And these are going the heck fast. This one single onion must have something special to it. That's pretty cool. So the deer was back here. First time it visited this year. And I took a clip of that one. This is a persimmons tree. Took a clip of that one. Ate the leaves off this. And left some other telltale signs over here that I noticed. Right there. You want to bet if this chicken wire wasn't here, it'd have been eating on the watermelons. And they can jump over this real easy. It's kind of a small spot, so it probably wasn't really feeling secure about it. Plus there's food everywhere, so why make the jump if you don't have to? Getting close. A couple more days, maybe one day. Ooh, look, there's a snail right there. And I'm eating these berries. Some of these snails have parasites on them. He went for a ride. And I got those little striped beetles that are here eating on the potato vines, but if you look at the ones here in the sun, very clean. You just come over here another 12 feet maybe. This is more in the shade. Look at this. Yeah, it's chewed up pretty good. Interesting. We got stuff coming in. That'd be pretty nice after all this heat. So many days in a row, get a nice downpour. Fill my water tanks back up. Yeah, come on. As long as it's not hail. Alright, I took the sheets off, maybe a little bit early, but I can see there's a storm coming. And the sun is about to be shaded out, and by the time it gets sunny again, it'll be shaded by these wall of hazelnuts. So let's take a look at it. These larger leaves here, these are the celeriac that I transplanted. And there's carrots and leeks that I planted earlier, like a month ago. I'll have to check the forecast. I think it's supposed to be cloudy tomorrow. If it is, I won't put the sheets back on at all. If it's another hot sunny day like today, I'll probably do it for a couple of hours from like 10 to 3, 9 to 3. I guess that's more than a couple hours. Couple meaning 2, I suppose. We'll see what the weather's going to be. They look good. Yeah, good. The alien ship coming in. Haven't had rain for a while. Still hot out there. We have rushes and sedges and wapato. I don't know, something pond something. I don't know what can't remember what that is. But the rushes are blossoming. This is a mixed bed. I've been doing it with this bed since probably 2013, just putting all types of different varieties in here over the years. This year I've got some French shallots in here, and they're bulbing up really nice. Ooh, I just really don't want this plant in here. And we got potatoes. It just rained. It hasn't rained for a while. Some potatoes are kind of laying down with the weight of the rain. The bean is kind of got trapped in the potatoes. Let's get that up there. The garlic is about to blossom. I'm nursing these chestnut leaf oaks. So this fall, before it freezes up, I'll dig them out and transplant them. And we got peas. Oh, here's peas. Yeah, there's some peas in there. And those two. Not quite that one. Peas, please. I probably should have let it go a little bit more. They're smaller. I'm nursing some bush cherries here on the end. And the cilantro will go into seed. Or blossoming, they're not going to seed yet. Some weeds. I think they're laying over because they were kind of dependent on the weeds that were here, and then I weeded it. And they weren't used to holding up their own weight. That's what I like to see. French shallots that have at least 4 or more. 3 isn't bad either. When you get 2, you pick one and then you gotta save one to plant, sort of thing. There's 3. So if you pick 3 and save 1, it's better than picking 2 and save 1. Oh, there's a rare one. This one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then it'll probably be smaller. That was one's got 4. This one that's laying down, that's right, that had a lot of them. That had lots. So those will be the ones I eat when they get to be too many like that. They're too small. Yep. Well, we hand pollinated these hardy kiwi. We had 4 blossoms on 1 male, and we spread that pollen around as much as we could, and we're gonna get some kiwis. This is an Asian name one. It's Hereby. Name is kind of cut off there, but let's see. Yeah, you can't even read it that way. B-A-I is the last word. So that's exciting. We've got some other ones growing too that we pollinated. He did some sort of a blowing. He, meaning my son, did some sort of a blowing method where he blew the pollen towards the blossoms, towards the female blossoms here. Another bumper crop of elderberries. I've got them all over. Quite a few bushes. And this one is the king. He's so patient sitting there watching me. About 10 feet away. He says, I gotta get something to eat, see you later. Look at these ramp flowers. I don't know if I've ever seen them open up so much like that. Can't remember. Wow, cool. First zucchini of the year.